You can see the charred remains of the oven behind me, as well as a refrigerator with half a door that was blown open by the heat. They've continued to stay, and their congregation has actually grown with now more than 100 members. We just obtained the OSHA report, which was filed against Brookshire's on December 5th. Every 10 minutes I've seen about 3 or 4 cars just run off the side of the road because they are approaching the stoplight, and it is causing their wheels to spin out due to the ice. One of the things that makes this barbecue so unique is how he actually smokes it and stuff. But if you take a closer look, Rome still sits at least 30 feet away. They actually control the land that those wooden poles sit on. However, it is the power company that oversees the wooden poles and the power lines. Right, Neil, I am here at the East Texas State Fair, and behind me you can see this empty space. Well, right here, the concealed carry restriction sign once hung. So that both California Democrats and their staff be investigated in order to determine how Mr. Blasey Ford's letter was leaked. Simply is saying, let's get on with it. Here in a couple minutes, we'll be taken into this prison where the execution will be handed out. The road simply flooded, cutting off a subdivision that game wardens have been spending the afternoon trying to get people out of. NBC's Tracy Potts shows us with Thursday's confirmation vote now delayed, Democrats are calling for a first citation was for maintenance, safeguards, and operational features for exit routes. The second, you guys, I'm a big boy. I don't have to admit the fact that I was just terrified in there and I never want to do it again. You can't make me.
Very active.
Very active, and I may kidnap her after this. She's so cute. So tell us a little bit about Paisley. Introduce us. He's been at hundreds of bomb sites and says what we're seeing in Syria contradicts. I know that y'all spent a lot of time after the meeting discussing how can we put what was said into actual action. Can you talk a little bit about that process? So, after the coldest week I think a lot of us have ever had, these past few days have virtually felt like summer. But very few are taking advantage of veterans' benefits. Only about 1 to 2%. I'm just going to dive in real quick.
It's all of it's edible, and the fun thing is when you're out in the yard.
Popular apps these days have nothing to do with food delivery, connecting with others via social media, or even playing games. Law enforcement would then try to retrace what could have been his steps as he made his way back home, which included walking through open fields as well as along the side of the road through thick brush like this, which is no easy task. You come, you see these things, and you remember that 5 people were able to make it out and save their 10 pets. And they say it's all thanks to their smoke detectors.
Threw the blind up, unlatched the 2 latches. I opened up the window and we started putting kids out the window.
It was a race against time for Randy Burton and his wife Shawn. On the night of April 14th, they were jarred awake by this terrifying sound.
By the time the smoke alarms went off, the smoke was to my waist.
It cut through the silence of the night, giving Burton and his family just enough time to escape with their lives, but nothing else.
Whenever I opened up the front door, you could see the flames then. We got out of the house with only the clothes on our back.
We introduced you to the Burton family on Black Friday. They were out shopping with their 3-day-old baby girl.
Her name is Finley. She is 72 hours old.
This pillow was used to help get the now 5-month-old out safely. Stepping inside the house and looking at the destruction, you can kind of piece together what once was. Like the charred remains of what was their flat screen TV. And down here, this mound of metal which used to be their living room couch.
And flames were already visible through the roof.
The fire chief of White House says this family is alive because they had working smoke detectors.
It did progress fast, and the family had smoke detectors, and it proved their value.
While everything was destroyed, there's one thing that they did not lose.
Our 11-year-old son, it's like, we lost our home. And Mom said, no, we lost our house. She said the family is what makes the home. Now the family is staying with church members here in East Texas. A GoFundMe page has been set up to help them once they do need items such as clothes. If you want to help, we will have a link to that on our website, easttexasmatters.com. Reporting live, Daniel Pierce, KETK News.